I wanted to make this video because people have wondered which area of Deer Creek was the location that Libby's clothing got caught up. Recently, one of my beautiful and nice subscribers pointed out the timestamps in the helicopter footage from the day the girls were found. I'll put a link to the full helicopter video with the timestamps in the description below my video, as well as a link to a 2022 video of Deer Creek that was filmed by a drone from the channel Indy Archive, who was kind enough to let me repost part of it for this video. Ron Logan's affidavit for search warrant by the FBI was written a month after the murders, and it referenced the latitude and longitude of where Abby and Libby's bodies were found, so I entered the coordinates into Google Earth. As you can see, it's fairly straight across from the end of Monon High Bridge, where Bridge Guy told the girls to go down the hill. That same document for Ron Logan stated that panties and a sock were missing from the crime scene, but it doesn't reference which girl they belonged to. Some people who have seen the photos of the girls' bodies at the crime scene have said that Abby was wearing her clothes plus Libby's jeans and sweatshirt. So did the FBI agent mean that Libby's sock and underwear were not found near the bodies but were in Deer Creek, or did the killer take them as a souvenir? Photos taken by searchers in Deer Creek made their way onto the internet showing a smaller item that might be a sock or underwear, plus another photo showing Libby's tie-dye t-shirt, her black Nike sneaker, but the middle white object is not clear exactly what kind of clothing it was. On screen now is text from the police scanner audio from February 14th, which referenced the searchers in Deer Creek who found underwear and a cigarette butt that was only a few days old. So was that Libby's underwear and it was not taken as a souvenir? Was that her sock, and if so, was her other sock found elsewhere? At the top is the cemetery. On the bottom right is the house at the end of the private drive. That goes under the far end of Monon High Bridge, where Bridge Guy said go down the hill over here. And I believe over here is where you're going to see the clothing in the creek. So here it is in this area here, very close to the north side of the creek. I took some screenshots to get a better look. So it seems to me like Bridge Guy would have had to come down in this area here for the items to get caught up over here, because if he came down over here, they would have gotten caught up in this tree here. Here's the clothing over here. The man at the bottom seems to have water almost up to his knees, but this guy up top, the water seems to be just a little bit above his ankles. And although this part is steep, it does not look impossible to climb. And you can see the tree here that goes into the creek. And if the killer released them above here, they probably would have gotten caught up here and not ended up here. This is one of the clearest images. So here is Libby's sneaker. Here is the white item that could have been her underwear. And it looks like her tie-dye shirt got caught up on the edge here. Also in the video, you can see some white ripples. I'm not sure if it was just the water or if there were large fish coming up to the surface that Rick was looking at the day before. I added this photo here where I turned it sideways to see if it does match up to here. It does seem somewhat similar with the tie-dye shirt here, then the white item in the middle, followed by the sneaker here. And obviously these two people are just staring at the items ahead. I wondered how Libby's sneaker, t-shirt, and possibly underwear could have all gotten caught up in the same place in Deer Creek. For a while, my theory has been that the killer was concerned that his DNA or fingerprints transferred to these items, and so he thought if he dumped them under the water and then released them, maybe they would float far enough away that no one would ever find them. So the helicopter video shows the area they got caught up was close to the north edge of the creek. I'm not saying that my theory is right, but what other scenarios do you think would result in 4 items of clothing being found in the creek with 3 of them caught up in the same area? The only other scenario I can think of is if the killer had Libby undressed completely before they crossed the creek as an intimidation tactic or something else, and made Abby put on Libby's jeans, bra, and sweatshirt. Then either Libby or Abby carried Libby's 2 sneakers, socks, tie-dye shirt, and underwear, and when she was about to climb up the embankment on the north side, she let go of the items at the same time, and that's how 3 of them ended up in the same area. But we know that Libby's other sneaker was found under Abby's body on top of Libby's cell phone. So I think the other killer scenario, trying to get rid of DNA or fingerprints, makes a bit more sense. The north side embankment looks pretty steep, but this video is kind of blurry so you can't really tell. So thanks to Indy Archive for sharing this video, where I think you can see on the left side here is where the clothing got caught up. Obviously, there's hardly any water compared to February 2017. Who knows how much this area has changed in 5 years? You can see on the right it's fairly steep in some areas, but remember there was a lot more water in 2017. So this area here doesn't seem impossible to climb up. I'm pretty sure this tree in the middle is the same one that had the branches coming down into the water, and then the clothing got caught up down here. So this area here does not look as steep as it does in the helicopter footage from 5 years earlier. I hope this video was helpful to see where these items ended up in Deer Creek. As always, thanks for watching and sharing your opinions.